Hello, everybody. This is Orange, Madame Orange, and Lee-Roy Zozo Gitton on the energy table. Today, the host is Orange, not me, but we're going to be talking about art, creativity, and the impact of it in 2026, and how things are changing, and what's the move, what's the feeling, what's the energy behind it. Today on the energy table.
Season 3, episode 2. Cut. I would like to be a platform that gives openness to authenticity. You know, holding space for confidence without making it another form of oppression. So it's really very much the listener's responsibility as well to take in information with caution. You know, because we are a very programmed society. And as much as we want to teach each other, we got to be, like, I think in the season of transformation in our societies, we just have to keep up reassuring that, remember, you've got to make sure this is feeling right for you, because I can only be loud and proud about what works for me. And having this interaction that anybody that watches this goes with practicing their intuition as to, does this feel true? Does this feel right? How do we feel about information? How does it sit with us? How does it make us feel after listening to it? You know, so it's beautiful to have. I feel like I'm confusing you. Am I confusing you?
Land what you need to say. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I've rested my case.
So
yeah.
What I understand is everybody's free to take this beautiful information, this beautiful space that you allow loads of creatives or loads of people from different parts of life to just speak.
Yeah.
And so someone that may listen will resonate with some things, and some things are just not for them.
That's but it's because I want to hold these spaces for creatives like yourself, ultimately for myself as well. And I want us to be able to be confident and unapologetic. And whilst holding the space, I'm just like recognizing the responsibility of also reaffirming to the complementary to us speaking is the person listening, and how we are responsible to create reassurance of a space. You know, we're going to start being more transparent.
Orange, you said about transparency, you said something earlier that really, really intrigued me in terms of the arts and all of that. And it was to do with I wanted mental health, essentially, but like the right way. So I feel like creativity and art and so forth, somewhere where you can explore yourself and really define yourself and expand yourself. So you know when you were saying you're talking about diving in and understand how things work about yourself, and I really feel like art helps you. It helps you dive in, endeavor, and really see who you are. You know, it gives you that space for you to be within yourself and not essentially share it.
I think it also gives our creator an opportunity to interact with us. You know, to give us visions and to connect us with complementary creatives and different seasons and different reasons, and even a life story. I think life happens with all the ups and downs. So we can have art that we can make, expressing that and connecting with other people through the reality that is a human experience. You know, like you can put 10 people in a room, and if you just have like a spectrum of emotional placements, pretty much everyone will have gone through all of them at some point of their lives to be able to sit and relate and be on the same page about something at some point in their lives. But, you know, and then we have art that we can pick up on from across the globe, and we feel like we know the creatives because of how the frequency resonates. It's the oneness that, even though it looks like it's gone lost, it keeps resurfacing and living in the art that is within every human being. You know?
Mm-hmm. Whether it's awake, dormant or not, everybody's got that seed. All you need to do is water it, but
explore it,
but also have some time with yourself for it to be able to grow. Because if you're always distracted.
What is distraction to you?
What is distraction?
Yeah.
And you think that's not on the path that you're supposed to be on.
How can you define it if you're still on the path?
Something that takes your attention away.
So sometimes it's supposed to happen.
All right. I'll put in I'll sprinkle in a little sign of how I see things. I really feel like in cities, everything is designed to attract your attention. For instance, you're walking on the street, there's loads of billboards and so forth, that flashy lights and all of that, trying to catch your attention. And I really feel like attention is one of the most powerful things you have, because you can do anything you put your mind to. And so if your attention is razor focused, you'll definitely reach your goal. But if your attention is diverted, right, through things that come up in life or in your surrounding, then you're going to be zigzagging.
But who's to say that life is just supposed to be a straight line?
It's not. It's not.
Because zigzag. My experience with my children's father was a huge zigzag in my experience, but I've gained 4 most beautiful humans.
Hold on, that's beautiful, but the attention I'm talking about is different to that.
Even me walking around the road and delaying myself because things happen, because I see God in everything. In every distraction is God. There is supposed to be a delay, because wherever I am, I'm supposed to be. Does that make sense?
That's the beautiful. All right. So I fully agree, but the distraction I'm talking about, it's not the positive type.
The unexpected one. It's just as sacred.
The distraction I'm talking about is the ones that are purposefully there to catch your attention, so that they are fed with energy, with your energy. You know, so it's that type. The attention that you're talking about is the beautiful, godly one. The one where you actually want to put your attention to.
Attention can be transmuted to what you can use. It's really knowing yourself, trusting yourself to navigate in your most natural, organic state, which usually is not what everyday people are able to witness of themselves, because everything has to do with also the programming. You don't come from a peaceful place to even see things for what they are. Makes sense? To the point, I think the human experience to step, I feel like it's become a state where your spirit is almost, it's like a parent that forces the human into situations to, it's become the oneness with self is not happening, which is why the spirit's journey it seems like such a forceful thing. I feel like it's the emotional attachment that we have to expectations, to what we are being programmed with. How many people subconsciously are moving on the same frequency of fear to make it such a comfortable looking place, I think the distraction is God. Like, I love to be that I love that state. You see when I walk around, like I see God in every opportunity of hearing something, witnessing something, learning something. God, to me, the Creator speaks to me through beings that express, and talking itself is, for me, it's wordsmith. It's an art form. Languages is so creatively done if you think where they come from. It's, I don't know, random is good. I like it. Because in the very moment of randomness, which can be seen as a distraction, you also find opportunity. You find alignment. And you find the resonance that is specified to you in a very, very moment. Opportunities evolve with you every moment. You know, so if you are in what was defined 2 days ago, still on it, you're not going to see what happened from what you've been watering in the momentary opportunity. You know, you're going to have to look away from there to see what is growing. You know? It doesn't take you away from the direction. It's just the timing might not be what you think it will be, because you might not just be equipped with the path, but you're learning all this extra stuff.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it just comes onto your character.
So distraction is a definition of this society. That you're supposed to not be distracted. You know?
I definitely feel like there's positive and negative distractions. But to be in a place that's man-made and someone else purposefully trying to catch your attention for their benefit, that's the type I want to avoid.
I feel like it's all I know. I've never lived anywhere else where life is different. I was born in Germany and I live in London. You know, I only know concrete jungle. I know like parks and I know, you know, nature, but I know it in the European standards. Like there's a winter, it's cold, it's snowy, it's freezing. You know, I've been once now to a warmer place in the winter, but it wasn't hot. But it was a warmer place once, and I'm 40. Like, it was very recent. So it's you know, reality is different in different journeys, but it's intentional like that. It's very on purpose. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's the definition in itself that limits us. Definition is supposed to be just between you and yourself. You know, like it's, yeah, I can hear it, but I'm not supposed to necessarily, I shouldn't be put in a position where I have to agree. Because you might discover something else which can exist in the same globe. Does that make sense? I feel like definition has become a something. It's not supposed to be identity based, because identity then makes things stagnant. Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because it's yeah. So I like to define things for myself because it's fun, but I also love to challenge that. It's like, yeah, let's see if that's really what it says it is. Let me try and use it differently. Like, I just think things are more there to be utilized and explored and enjoyed and learned from, instead of added to me as a definition. Like something that will stay. Nothing has to stay on me for me to like myself, if that makes sense. It's just playground of, what can we do today? Kind of thing. Yeah. So distractions usually invites things
life.
in.
That basically just defines life.
But it's you know.
But you know what your end goal. Well, I mean, where you're going, the direction.
I have an understanding of where I'm going, but it's also clarifying itself and it expands. Like sometimes I think that's where I'm going, and yes, it's the direction, and I'm supposed to believe that is the direction because it will then open my eyes to something completely different. I'll be like, yes, absolutely yes, because absolutely down my stream. I'm going there right now because I'm not attached to the initial direction like that.
I feel like we can, I feel like this is exactly what happens when you're in the creative process. So when you're painting or creating clothes or even putting on clothes for the day.
Yeah. Oh.
I really feel like, you know, you know what you want, but essentially when you're open to things that come to you, and the whole thing kind of changes and adds on and creates this whole different.
It's like it's a state of ecstasy, like a natural drug. You know, it's that place, that zone. That zone. It takes one to know it and to appreciate the obsession about it.
I really feel like boredom plays a big part of this, you know. Well, I use the word boredom because that's what's used nowadays, but
a lack of education, lack of maybe guidance.
Nah, it's more like what I'm trying to say is I feel like you need to allow yourself to be in a space with less distractions or no like TV like applied music or so, so you can
Yeah,
really
but again,
just
everyone will
dive.
have it different.
No, so this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you can really just dive in and listen to what comes to you. Boredom will make you, when you have nothing to do essentially, things come to you. And I really feel like there's a birthplace of loads of things to start from through there.
I've seen also, yeah, I see that can apply as well for artists, but I've seen from musicians, for example, that when they have a vision or something comes up, it happens in the midst of doing so much else, other things. It's like I've been around a number of musicians to have this pattern, seeing that there is a voice recorder somewhere on a device or somewhere nearby, that whatever is done is like just recording this thing that's in the head, living rent free, and just giving them, they can't really focus because it needs to come out, and then it will be revisited when they go in studios. But I've seen it throughout, like in creatives and musicians, because it's something that, like, there's things adding, and then, like, trying to remember exactly what that was.
The vision.
Yeah, but there's different ways that different art forms will be felt and held space for while we're still having a human experience. How do you do it? How do you find balance between your creative being and your human being? Is there separation?
There is.
Explain. How do you do it? How's it for you?
How do I define both, or how do I mix them?
How do you do it? How do you do life?
How do I do life with both a creative side and my personality in a different way?
How do you express yourself in art, and how do you express yourself as a human, maybe?
Everything to do with art for me is just opening everything and listening.
What is everything?
So when I say open myself to everything, is there can be anything around you. You just open your whole being to everything. Okay. I don't know how else to explain it. For instance, you'd never really think to listen to the trees, would you?
I do.
But essentially. But when I say open everything, every type of sound or communication or so can travel through you, and you could understand essentially.
It's like intentionally monitoring information coming in. Which can be...
That's one. I wouldn't put it like that. I think it's more opening yourself up so that if God is to talk to you or to send you a sign or something, you're there to at least catch it and understand it, or see it and feel it and be it.
So basically, offer yourself as a vessel.
That's right. That's exactly
the creator.
What I'm saying. Thank you for clarifying. So hold on now. So when I'm in art, when I'm in my creative phase, and I open myself completely to it, it's not a space for someone to want attention, which is why it's something that's
in the arts now.
Yeah, we're still in the arts. It's more something I'd say is by myself and within. And so it's not something that I would necessarily say I'd share or do in a space with loads of other people, right?
Isn't that an interesting fact? Because it's such a it's a behavior pattern in very talented artists that is historically been documented. That selflessness in doing the arts is it almost sounds like one has given up on being recognized and met